All right, at this moment, people in Louisiana are bracing for Hurricane Francine. The massive system is expected to make landfall along the state's southeastern coast today. Both Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry and President Biden have declared a state of emergency there. The National Weather Service, meantime, says more than 2 million people are under hurricane warnings at this moment. You see, winds may reach 96 miles per hour, which means it could hit as a Category 2 hurricane. That's extremely powerful. CBS News national correspondent Dave Malkoff has been covering preparations underway in Houma, Louisiana. This is about an hour southwest of New Orleans. It's in the path of the storm. Dave, give us an update on how people are preparing and really hunkering down for this system.
Hi there, Errol. Yeah, time has run out for people to prepare. You can see how desolate this is. There's nobody out here because we are under a mandatory lockdown where people cannot actually be out on the roads. This is a curfew, so most of the people are heeding that. They've got police out here looking at the roads and making sure the people are off of the roads. They don't want people here while this is happening. Let me just show you how we look at the hurricane out here in the field. On my rain-soaked phone, you can see Florida and then the Gulf Coast and then Louisiana down here. If I zoom in and press the play button, you can see live radar from the Hammond NWS station. And from the Hammond NWS station, and we are right here, you can see where the eye wall is. It's very defined right here, and we're starting to see the top part of the eye wall. But getting from there to here, whoops, it's hard to do that with the rain actually hitting my phone. But getting from there to here will take several hours. We have 10 o'clock this evening, and it's possible when we will have landfall either between here or west of here. So people in this area are getting ready for that. Just 3 years ago, Errol, they went through a devastating hurricane right here in Houma. That was Hurricane Ida. And when we had Hurricane Ida coming through here, we actually had homes that were destroyed. We had people who are losing electricity and losing connectivity, but they still haven't recovered from that. We have so many people who have covers on their roofs, those blue tarps, and we also have people who don't have parts of their home that are reconstructed just yet. And now we have possibly a Category 2 hurricane, where we could have gusts way over 100 miles an hour. So you can see the worry in people's eyes as they look through this, but look at how many people are actually heeding this warning. We are right here on a Wednesday morning, and we don't have many people on the road because of that mandatory curfew that's happening here in southern Louisiana.
Yeah, Dave, good to hear that people are heeding the warning. But as you mentioned and you've reported on, some folks haven't, repaired themselves and their homes from the last major storm to hit that region. Thanks for your reporting. We appreciate it. But for more on this, let's bring in Michael Brennan. He is the director of the National Hurricane Center and is joining us to give us the specifics. Michael, what exactly should people where this storm is making landfall expect in the hours ahead?
Well, conditions are going to rapidly deteriorate along the southern Louisiana coast. We've had heavy rainfall ongoing for several hours already. And as the center of Francine makes its way towards the coast and makes landfall later today, we're going to see that life-threatening storm surge develop, particularly in this region from Intercoastal City to Port Fourchon. 5 to 10 feet of inundation above ground level expected in that area. And then on the wind side, we're going to see those hurricane conditions reach the coast this evening with the landfall of Francine's center. Those hurricane force winds are going to extend into places like Houma and up towards Baton Rouge. Everywhere you see in red is under a hurricane warning here. We have a hurricane watch and tropical storm warning in effect for the greater metropolitan New Orleans area. You can see substantial wind impacts there, widespread power outages, tree damage, some structural damage, especially where the center makes landfall and those strongest winds occur. And then we're going to have tropical storm conditions spread up well inland into portions of Mississippi, even over to the Alabama coast. Then we're also going to have widespread heavy rainfall and the potential for flooding that we're most concerned about in southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi, beginning this afternoon, continuing overnight and into Thursday.
Everything you've just laid out seems to suggest that folks in this area will experience not just the rain, but the storm surge and potentially flooding in the days ahead. Is it useful to compare this storm to others? Because I think for people who live on the Gulf Coast, they're kind of used to this type of thing. They know what to do. But as we've shown from our reporting there, they just feel like it's being hit with storms this size almost every year.
Yeah, I mean, every storm is different to some extent. People's risk is the same where they live. You know, you're either at risk of storm surge inundation because you live in an evacuation zone. Everybody here is at risk of heavy rainfall, flooding, the hurricane force winds. So, you know, people should be in their safe place now. And you're going to want to shelter in place through the rest of today, into tonight, possibly into much of Thursday, especially in southern and southeastern Louisiana as those hazards play out. We lose a lot of people after the storm, people going into flooded roadways, driving around. They come across damage, power lines. We can have lots of post-storm fatalities as well. So you want people, again, to stay in a safe place until their local officials tell them it's safe to go back outside.
Fantastic advice, Michael Brennan. Thank you so much.
Thanks.